you skipped over the conventional realm in some ways. You went
Yes,
to the
thank
specialist
God.
and the functional.
Yes,
So you like shaved off probably 5 years or so there
I think
alone,
so. I
at
think so.
least, right?
I think so.
And
Though
I'm
I did have some weird and bad experiences with some doctors where just regular. I would go for, a dermatologist or something, and then they would ask me, "Are you having any health symptoms?" And I would share because, there's a doctor asking me. And then they would suggest, "Oh, you may be depressed, you should take a look at, maybe go to a psychiatrist," things like that. So conventional medicine doctors did send me some of their recommendations, and it was all, that it's all in my head kind of suggesting. And then I just stopped sharing with
yeah,
them,
yeah.
period.
I mean, and again, you didn't get to a point of such a level probably of frustration with the conventional realm because you already knew other doctors, you knew of functional medicine. Once you started going down the realm of, let's say, functional doctors, how quickly was it till someone gave you Lyme as the diagnosis?
Still years.
Years. Okay.
Still years.
Yeah.
Still, I do not know why it wasn't, Lyme test was not on anybody's mind. Um, maybe because it was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe, they were really, it was more CFS at the time, so that was, and then I did get a CFS diagnosis eventually,
Hmm.
and I was treating that with some of the functional medicine doctors, but not really getting better.
And usually, if you're not getting better, you're kind of riding the roller coaster of ups and downs. Was that what
Right.
was going on with you? Did you have good days, bad days, just the ups and downs of Lyme?
Ups and downs, and if I would push myself, I would have a bad relapse, and then I would have to suffer the relapse, come back out, go back out into the world, and eventually I had to take a break from my grad school program. I thought I would take a year off, I would really focus on my health, and I would go back. And I just got worse and worse and worse over the years.
Yeah.
And now I realize it was untreated Lyme because it was still in my body. Nobody was really treating it, that part of it.
And if Lyme goes untreated, it usually brings along friends with it. You have the other
Correct.
co-infections.
Co-infections.
Your immune starts to really, break down other areas of the body, of course, neurological, brain fog, all these
Right.
things, energy
Right.
systems. So when was it that you finally got the diagnosis? And was that a relieving day for you when someone said the word Lyme?
I was diagnosed with so many other bugs
Yeah,
before. So it was just like this one more thing,
just another one.
just another one,
Add it to the
it
list.
was, yeah. So, I look at the body, as, it's not just one thing, you have to find everything, what is happening, it's not just Lyme, it's co-infections, it's a viral, it's heavy metals. So for me, it wasn't like this huge thing. It's just like one more thing I had to address. However, I was really not wanting to go down the antibiotics route.
Mm.
So I got the diagnosis, and I just, I stepped back and I said, you know what, I don't know how I can treat this, let me continue on the same path, try to figure it out. Maybe it'll get better, but I really did not want to do antibiotics.
And could you share why? I mean, we've talked about this a little bit, but I think the audience is curious as to why someone wouldn't want to go down the antibiotic route, which is the main route you'd probably be told to go down if you're diagnosed with Lyme.
I've heard horror stories how, people's bodies just get destroyed by all the antibiotics. IV antibiotics, of course, is better because it bypasses the gut,
Mm.
but still, I mean, it's still affecting everything. Um,
It's a nuke bomb in the body. That's what it is.
yeah, yeah. And I know a lot of people, choose that route, and that's okay. We all choose our own path of healing.
Mhm.
And my choice was, I did not want to do it at the time.
So
And
now
actually never did it. I actually have never done it.
that's impressive
Yeah.
because I'm sure you were told you had to do it, right? At
Yes.
certain
Yes.
points.
Yes. 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 And I saw a Lyme doctor in upstate New York, Dr. Horowitz, and he did have this huge program for me, and it included multiple antibiotics,
Mhm. Mhm.
Very, very strong stuff. And again, I made a choice. Even though I was really sick, I made a choice not to do it. And I don't know what would have happened if I did. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't play the game of what if in
What
the
if, yeah.
healing, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
everyone does that. What if I
yeah.
caught it years later? What if I
Right.
did this?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you could sit there and say that about so much, and especially about disease. I know so many patients say, "Oh, I wish I did this and this," but wishes and all these things don't
Yeah.
really
Mm.
help with the healing process ever. You got to deal with where you are and what it is and be realistic with it. So you've got the diagnosis. You're not going down the antibiotic route. What now?
So I'm trying to boost my body with, vitamin IVs, Myers cocktail, glutathione, supplement route, trying to treat everything else I can find underneath, heavy metals, parasites, whatnot, and still not getting better and actually getting worse.
Mm,
Things like glutathione IV, don't think it would make me worse. It does. It
mhm,
completely makes me it makes me bedridden. I
mm,
lose my standing capability. And I'm in shock because I'm doing all these natural things and I am also getting worse. And at the time, there was no understanding in my mind that we're all that different, even for the natural routes. You know what I mean?
oh, yeah,
Genetically, and my body just couldn't handle the detox that glutathione probably was causing, toxins circulating through my body, actually shutting me down. I wasn't doing binders at the time. There was no understanding that I needed to do binders. So I think I was just pushing myself way, way too much with the natural therapies.
well, and that's the thing I feel like people misunderstand is that just because you don't go down the conventional route doesn't mean that other therapies more on the natural and holistic side don't have side effects.
Right,
Absolutely do.
right,
In many ways, they could even be worse sometimes, right? If you take some
right,
strong herbs or something and your body can't handle, or if you go with that really tough detox route and your body's just has so much and is trying to push it out the door, right? And your door is very small to get rid of it. That's just going to recirculate. You're going to have Herx reactions, all these other things that could be 10 times worse.
right. And if you don't have a system in place to deal with that, with the die off, you will get worse.
Yeah.